I seek refuge in God, the most sublime, the most high, from the accursed Satan. In the name of God, the most gracious, the most merciful. May the peace and blessings of God be upon Muhammad and his good and pure family. O God, bless Muhammad and his family and hasten their relief. We have focused on this issue of security and we confirm it a second and third time and for the 100th time as well. Unless the concept of God is determined, there is no meaning to arguments in the search for proof and benefit. Therefore, we may stop at some of the existing concepts about God. Yesterday when we came to this book, Atheism is a philosophical explanation. Philosophical reasoning translated by Louis Ashry Michael Martin there on page 756. Video is good. I am not seeking here a general definition of God. He says, I am not now going to know what perception we have about God. So in this book what do you do? But it would be useful to distinguish different conceptions of God, he says. Which plays a role in arguments and discussions. Which plays a role in arguments and discussions. Because these researches are based on reality, in many cases, what you deny, I do not prove, and what you prove, what you do not deny. Do you call it what? Atheist. Call him irreligious. You call him not a believer. Even though it's a hoodie. This is because you confirm it and not deny it. It's clear. In modern times faith often means belief. He gives things from time to time. With a God with a personal personality. It means he has a diagnosis outside of himself. In exchange for what? In front of others. 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 When you personalize and when you set limits, you personalize. Jealousy. Are you a person now or are you not a person? Yes, person. What does person mean? What does person mean? Do you mean anything else? Or is there nothing else for you? When you are diagnosed and when certain limits are naturally set for you, what? What? The second assumption is possible or not possible. Does this mean that imposing the second, or even the occurrence of the second, contradicts your existence or does it not contradict it? It does not contradict. Why? Because the first is personal and limited. When this was the case, could a second person come alongside him or not? Ha! Can or can't? This book. What is it? He has a personality and he does not have a personality. Yes. What is his personality? With this and after here, when what comes after it exists or does it not exist? Ha! What is this called? Limited to a limit. Right? Then the second can be imposed. This. Does it contradict the existence or does it not contradict the existence? It contradicts or it does not contradict. Keep your mind, yam. Does it contradict or does it not contradict? It does not contradict. What are you saying? Is God limited or infinite? What? I seek refuge in God. If it becomes unlimited. If you exist for him what? Exists. No, you are part of it. And if I became something else, then something happened. So how do you combine his being infinite with his being infinite? Existing. I don't know what he says clearly. This is the most important problem for scholars. What is this God that you imagine? Limited. God is limited or unlimited. Whether the second can be imposed on him or not. Because imposing the second requires that the first end in order for it to begin. What? If there is nothing in existence except the existence of what? 1. Who? You and I are between two people without a third. Either you say we are illusions, everything in the universe is illusions, or tense. Seriously, that's true. We imagine as a second what the circumstances see. Adverbs when something sees two things. I mean, in external reality, there are two things. If you see it as two things. He says this again as he sees conditions. Or to say that this one has parts. What are you? O God, believe Hassan. From Al-Aram. Let's stay, in our words. Let's solve the case. O God. God is limited if not limited. Leave it alone for the case. But I was worried that someone would say there is no infinite, but you and your whole belief are finite. This, God willing, is one of the scenarios. Perceptions of the knower or the knower in whose perspective. Excuse me. God is in the perspective of the knower. How is God depicted? That is why these knowledgeable people say, he says to those who do not believe in an unlimited God. What he believes is that these people either know God or they do not. They don't know God. Because these people worship a limited God. We have a limited God or he does not exist. Nothing. They worship an illusion. They are made. Whenever you touch him with your illusions, he is a created being that will be returned to you. I don't know whether I'm clear or dear. This is what I asked my dear people yesterday. Is there a day when you go and sit together? We believe in God. What is this hickey? What do you imagine it is about? What about you? You have been in seminary for 20 years. This is not what I ask an elementary school student. I am asking a student who has been in the seminary for 20 years what he does. What did you imagine? This question is realistic for those who claim to sit down for a day. Telling you someone who says God does not mention attributes. Attributes, if he mentions them, tell them until he mentions the attributes. Tell them absolute, finite, or infinite. It means God knows best. His knowledge is finite if not infinite. O God! If you say finite then you are short. You know. Whether it contradicts his knowledge or not. It does not contradict. Because his knowledge ended to a point, so your knowledge began. Yes, now it is 9/3 billion, 2 degrees. You are one. What is one of 1,000 billion problems? But it ends with someone, my dears, if we assume an infinite body, an infinite body. Can they impose a second body for it or not? No. If you assume its existence, what is it? Illimitable. His knowledge is infinite. His power is infinite. His life is infinite. After all, I don't have a life if I don't have a life. In fact, they can impose a second location. It may or may not be imposed. That is why those who believe in personal unity claim that the noble Quran, when it comes to knowledge, restricts it to God. When it comes to God, it says, there is no God but He, the ever-living, the ever-subsisting. If the pronoun he and Aleph and Lam appear in the news, what does it indicate? They indicate limitation. Does that mean there is another neighborhood or there isn't? Nothing. Is there anyone I am from? Should it be analyzed or not? This is what I am saying, my dear, you are the evidence that you are establishing, evidence of what? Evidence cannot be established for the unknown. Evidence must be established for a known fact. Even if we knew its inanimate concept. Clear. He turned well. Leave this here for a while. Well, when that happens, it will become clear to you that many of these people we call atheists. They are atheists and have atheists. No, it is a problem with God. He has a problem with the God who is with him. He has no problem with the Creator. He has a problem with Imam. That's what you're saying. He's Drabthula. He is nice. He turned well. He says in modern times faith often means belief in a personal God who takes an active interest in the world. What does it mean? He says not only did he create the world, create it and leave it to its own devices. Once he believed in God. But what does he say about the creation of the world? Here he left him. I created him. It means, for example, that you, Your Excellency, have a precise clock that runs for 5,000 years, not even 1/1,000,000th of a second. It is possible for him, it is possible. After all, you have a relationship with the organization, but you do not have a relationship. This is the Mutazila theory of delegation. Once upon a time, this is a God. Bitter God no. God created and in every time what? He manages. He manages to intervene. Oh God, do you believe? He has some forms that are not in God. When there are problems with God, he intervenes and says, this is something I do not accept with any evidence. If someone intervenes, why are these conditions? Then leave us like this. How does he intervene? How does he intervene? I mean, every day in the morning, he comes knocking on the door of the house, saying, do it or don't fall. He says, no, the prophet does not dance. What theory does he believe in? Revelation. He may believe in God. But what problem does he have? By revelation. I turned around and what did he say? It says a personal God who takes an active interest in the world and who has given special revelation to humans. Because the animals were given a prophet or a prophet was not given them? Because they are about Nabadat, there is no prophet. And he understands it this way. I want to engage in a discussion with you about what God. God is not necessary to exist. But no, it works. I don't have a problem, what? In the absolute God. I have a God. I have a problem with you. What is the religious person? What is clear or not? Are you going to prove it to him? Provide evidence for him that there is a creator. What does he say? He says I don't have a problem because there is a creator. I have a problem with him managing his creation, interfering in his affairs, and sending him a prophet, a revelation, an imam, and the other. I have problems with this. I know that this person denies a God with these specifications. I do not deny God. What is the difference between denying God these specifications and denying what? Even the closest requirement to the minds of the dear ones and the minds of the viewers and followers of this research. See, he once denied the existence of Mahdiya at the end of time. He says we don't believe there is anything. In fact, at the end of time, a person will go out and stay for what? There is also his. Some sects and trends believe that justice will rule the world, but not through a person who says human society is what it means. To this level, he accepts the issue of establishing justice, but through a person or not? He says no, it is not a person, not a specific person. As in some Buddhism and others and others. And so on. They believe that another is identical as central. What do you think life is like? At the end of the match, there are still no class differences. I mean, the person is allowed to say, no, no, no. Humanity is progressing, developing, and reaching what? To level. This time, one time, God says, no, I believe there will come a person who has turned well. Now the Sunnis deny the Shiites. Why do they deny the Shiites the existence of a person? They say we deny you the existence of a person with the specifications you say. You say Ibn al-Hasan al-Askari. You say infallible. You say now I'm alive. This is from whom I accept. I swear we are approaching the end of time. What will come? An interest. This atheistic research must be determined by this atheist or this who denies what? Denies the origin of God. He denies God with the specifications that he refers to in this book. Go back to the phrase. He missed the phrase. He missed the phrase. He said and understood it that way. The faith of monotheistic religions differs from deism. There is a difference between believing in the existence of a God, and between believing that he is the Lord of the worlds and the Master of the worlds. He says we believe someone. But we do not accept that the Lord of the world has gone mad. Do you miss the phrase? The faith of monotheistic religions differs from deism. What is deism? It is belief in God that is not based on revelation. In fact, he does not send prophets to people. Indeed, according to the evidence, deism is also associated with belief in a distant God separate from the world. Establish a relationship with the world. Like someone making a factory and sitting in a house. Private. Which God do you prove? There is a set of evidence that proves the God of religions. I mean, for example, they checked the condolences of seminary students. Proof of possibility and necessity. What does this proof, assuming its completeness, prove? Prove that there is a necessary existent. But this is necessary. Absolutely contradictory. What is the commentator? He will send a prophet as soon as a prophet is sent. But this is one of the fallacies found in theology. We prove the necessity of existence. We say then God confirmed the Quran. No dear. God, the Quran, have the necessary specifications and the Greek or philosophical existence of him. What? This is a mistake based on the curriculum and there is no evidence for it. How clear it is. My dear ones, God willing, even. Dear friends, we do not know what we are doing with this research. But even you are the one looking. This is why it has not been proven with any philosophical evidence that the necessity of God's existence is equal to the Quran. But now all the books of theology do not reveal what you say. What is the evidence for the existence of God? God means the Quran. Something's wrong. Something to give you proof. Ha! He answers you with proof of possibility and existence. Or he will give you the proof of the mover and the mover. Mobile. What is Arasto? This is proof of movement. Every mover needs a motor. This proves that he is the creator of the world. Perhaps the world is as old as it is. Yes, this is God. What does he do? He combines these existing parts and creates from them other existing parts. He moves it. This is the God of the Quran. God of the Quran Hashki. Ha! God is the Quran's engine. If God created the Quran from nothing, nothing, nothing. Oh, where is he from? And so on. This is, God willing, if we succeed, after 120 lessons, we will reach the goal of knowing who dominated. Second visualization. Yesterday, we referred to this second scenario. It is the perception that most people say it, and those who do not say it unconsciously, this perception exists. If I ask you, I might tell you whether you think, no, no. But an imaginary behavior, oh, what do you think? Ha, this belief. This belief answers the following questions. Keep your mind, mother. The first question. Is it diagnosed or not? He answers what? He says yes, he is diagnosed. He has an external diagnosis. Something can be assumed. The other is his. Otherwise, if it is not identified, nothing can be imposed on me. Keep your mind, mother. The picture is becoming clearer little by little. Second question. If it is diagnosed, is it a body with dimensions or does it not have a body? This second perception says yes it is. Body. Now. This body is the length of the eshkad and the width of the eshkad. I do not know the shape of the eshkad as a composite body. If a body has a side or does not have a side. Yes, he has a side. Has a place or has no place. Yes, it has a place. Wrap well. It has size or it does not have size. She says yes it has size. Heavy and light. He says sometimes he has a light-hearted mood. And sometimes something. Don't laugh, all scholars. The general public. No response now, I say you are one of them. The general public believes. The verses are a demonstration. All this. Don't rush. Now we will see if you have a day with yourself. You will find the wetness of a human being upon myself with insight. She believes in what she has. I'm heading. But between me and God, never once do you choose whomever you want, pray to God. She tells him, oh my God. Don't make this hash, say God. Shin is sitting upstairs. Now you are going to Akraphi. This is all you answer. Does it look like brittle? What will happen to them? Crisp shape. Of course, I tell people that it is a fragile shape because it is the globe. The one here makes a fragile appearance. Who is here, what does he do? Whoever came was fragile, take it. This is our reality. Amazing. This is our sights. What? 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 It explodes well. It has a shape or form or not. Ha. He says yes. Pictures you don't know or don't know. He says, by God, we don't know. But it definitely looks like a human. What about the human being? Looks like. I mean, to the face. He says yes to his face. To what religion? Yes, then Juan says. I mean, to a face that says, yes, to a face, to an idea, that says, yes, to. Hands. He has neither 3 nor 4 nor 77. He has a leg if he does not have a leg. He has a leg if he does not have it. Why are you afraid? What are the Quranic verses? What do they say? Face to wherever they turn. So they did not direct. What is the Quran? Face to what? Rather, what are his hands? And so are the verses on the leg in the Quran. And so and so. My soul becomes nervous if it does not become nervous. He gets angry, he is satisfied if he is not satisfied, he laughs if he does not laugh, and all of them are qualities. What are the qualities of man? And they are verses. What are the surrounding verses? Quranic verses. You are the one who I find. Did you carry the buildings of those who have the concept? Or is the belief of Sayyid al-Haidar the belief of Sayyid al-Haidar? Something else filled us. I am speaking to the owners of this perception. Who is the founder, the theoretician who established rules? Of course these exist from ancient times, but setting their rules. The Sheikh of Islam Ibn Dim established truth and equity. He worked a lot on this, and in the first days or the first century and the second. Less more third fourth I don't know, but there are no problems or suspicions in the last 2 centuries. The entire Islamic world is in the grip of Ibn Dim's thought and on 2 basic issues. The first is the issue of monotheism and the attributes of God. The second is the issue of visiting graves. Well, let me read to you now this book. I pray for my dear ones to read it. Criticism of Ibn Taymiyyah's Salafi discourse. What is a model? Criticism of Ibn Taymiyyah's Salafi discourse is a pioneering model al-Samuri, 2nd edition. I only read what is in the introduction. I read to you half a page, not more than the introduction. It is not hidden what the contemporary Islamic movement has. It means Islam, thought, Islam, advocacy, jihadist Islam, political Islam in the last 2 centuries, That is, from Abu Ali Maududi to the Brotherhood movement to the Dawah party to the Shiite movements and others. This list is either preachy Islam, jihadist Islam, or political Islam. I have no doubt about this fact, especially in the last 50 years or the last 100 years. I looked carefully. Actually from him. In the Sunni reality, and reassure him in the Shiite reality as well. It is no secret that the contemporary Islamic movement has a strong and effective impact in building the religious thought of the Muslim masses, with what it has pumped and is pumping through its traditional and non-traditional means, starting with the tape, book, article, lecture, and sermon, and ending with the satellite channel and communications and media devices such as the Internet and other means. That Islamic movement. Despite what may seem to be differences within it, it owes its intellectual structure and perceptions of God, the universe, and man to Sheikh al-Islam Ibn Taymiyyah. This study, Mulan, is based on these, meaning it has statistics, it has words, and it has comparisons. When these are the buildings of Ibn Taymiyyah, see action films, see films of one side, look at another, Maulana. Starting from Pakistan and India, passing through what? Passing through our Islamic regions and Africa, and up to our present day. All these movements now. The last one is his movement. ISIS Maulana. Do you wonder what the alphabets have? Where do they get them from? From Ibn Taymiyyah. After our Lord, this is what the founding leaders are clearly aware of. Whoever says this word turn to someone who is familiar with the heritage of Muslims, and he is the owner of the Nada movement, Maulana Wayne, in Tunisia. Mana by Rashid Ghannouchi. These are his statements. He turned around, what did he say? Professor Rashid Ghannouchi says about Ibn Taymiyyah that he is the father of the Islamic awakening. Do not deceive yourselves right or left. This is moderate, this is average, this is right, this is left. The Islamic awakening, then, is an extension of the Sheikh of Islam and is his heir, not only in his intellectual structure but also in his psychological temperament, because Ibn Taymiyyah had a severe, intense, troubled mood in which the introduction to this book is unbelievable. If the people of the day become distant to you, they will rise. He says, what is the mood of these Islamic movements? Maximum mood. Not the utmost. Slaughtering mood. Atonement, atonement. This is his theory. That's why this book finally reached me, my dear. And he guides me that the Mighty One is coming back. And in my guidance and my hope is my hope until you know what is going on around you. This book is full of interest, my dear. Leave the print as long as you don't say it. First edition, Beirut, read Maulana. What is the restriction? 2008 million. Latest recent studies. The latest recent studies about it. On the authority of Ibn Taymiyyah. Keep your mind in mind. Ibn Taymiyyah and his era. Arab Network for Research and Publishing. On page 300 and Hadash, this is what he says. The first is his interpretation of the Taksim verses. The second is the issue of visiting the graves of the prophets. Is the theorist and founder of it 50 years and 100 years ago our master in the Islamic world? Hobby. Don't be surprised. It was done by Rashid Rida. In addition to what Abdul Muhammad Abdul wrote, Ibn Taymiyyah is highlighted as an important pivotal figure in the world. Now that you are Ibn Abd, what do you think of our Lord? She says, God forbid, from a belief. No idea this is a belief. Is there any clear evidence that I was able to convey the idea that I hold dear? You tell me, sir, in the beginning of your words you say Sunnis and Shiites. What do the Shiites have to do with the issue? The issue, yes, the Shiites entered this section 20 or 30 years ago, Maulana. In advance. There is an old one, but it does not have the two versions. It is the basis of the Tafchili approach. Well. The basis of Ibn Taymiyyah's approach is that, it is the truth and nothing else. Who disagrees with him? Where? An infidel, there is no way to search for him, an apostate, kill him, that's it. This approach is now present in some Shia satellite channels. And who will disbelieve? Doesn't this make Muslims infidels? Who do they make takfir of? Shiite scholars. Now, of course, I actually pity these people because I know that their knowledge is not at the level that they understand what they are doing. But they serve the approach of Ibn Taymiyyah without sunner. Look at Ibn Taymiyyah's approach, what he says about himself. He turned well. Unfortunately, this phrase is Egypt, and I will show you something strange about what this phrase is full of. It's strangely full. Look what they say about myself, Ibn Taymiyyah. See what Ibn Taymiyyah says. From the total number of fatwas, 138 parts. He says that if I killed him, you would be among the best martyrs. Because what is the truth? Absolute. Infallible indeed. He was blessed and well pleased until the day of resurrection. Whoever killed me was subject to eternal curse in this world and torment in the afterlife. I mean, an infallible killer, even if he is not infallible. An infallible killer. This area believes in your opinions and theories, even if you don't think so. And the same words. Same. All of humanity on the day of judgment, you lunatic. apostates, infidels and hypocrites. So my dears. Now the second visualization. It is a perception that is based on the third principles. Save me on. What is Asus? First, diagnosed or not diagnosed. Diagnosed. Secondly, a body or not a body. Body. Third, it has a specific form or not. For him. What is his image? Blameless young man. And the messenger of God saw him while he was asleep. They are crazy. And they did not see what was necessary. This is their effort. I am not accusing anyone. Yes, who has the right to say what is this diligence? Void. As you say. Ha. Ask some, Mr. says, this is what it looks like. Why is Al-Masr a Wahhabi? Why is he sending it? My dears, I am saying this is my opinion, but I agree with it and it is a sin. This is the book of monotheism according to Sheikh Ibn Taymiyyah. Who among the Imami scholars wrote this book on monotheism according to Sheikh Ibn Taymiyyah? Read Amona. I wrote these diligences. But that's diligence. That's diligence. You respect the title of diligence. But respecting him is one thing. What if you accept his opinion? Snorer. This is not calm. Atheism says, say yes, diligence. Atheism is explanatory and philosophical. No seducers, agents, money, or anything like that. Look at this. I have the right to write what? Evidence proving the existence of God. It is up to you to accept and be happy. Build your knowledge system on this insistence, my dears. I say it frankly and frankly. Shurism is one of the opinions in Islam. I believe in this diligence and defend it. And the other what? He has his own diligence. Whether inside the Al-Bayt school, there were diligences. These are knowers, these are theologians, these are philosophers, these are informants, and these are fundamentalists. And so on. A group of theoretical jurisprudence. Why? Because the truth is not with any of my dear ones. All we're after is to discover the truth. Perhaps we will share it, and perhaps what? We make mistakes. No one can say that I am closer to the truth than so and so. Know why? Because the truth is not in your hands until you know whether you are closer or farther away. Yes, God, who knows everything, is the one who can say whether you are right or wrong. Were you close to her or were you what? Away from her. Therefore, this research is internal after this. Discussion with atheists. And for this, the Holy Quran, when it came to the issue of difference, which we read to the dear ones over and over again, my dears. Verse 113 Al-Baqarah. He said, the Jews said that the Christians are not based on anything. The Christians said the Jews are not based on anything. He turned around. This is the same logic as those who do not know say the same thing. If you find someone telling the other about something. This is the saying of the world, even if it is the saying of someone other than the world. Likewise, those who do not know say the same thing. So my God means this difference is a reality and does not say yes it has a reality. And who is to judge him? To God. God will judge between them on the day of resurrection regarding what they differed from. I am the logic of Tafwir, you rule. You say this is my belief. This is my guide. And that belief, and this, and so on. These are characters that have their scientific dimensions. And you slaughter it on your satellite channels. Isn't this worse than slaughtering him like this? The most important pillar of the cognitive system is this principle. Which is that I believe yes. I have a belief, I defend it, I communicate it, and I invite others to it. But this does not mean that they possessed the truth, nor did they possess a brain other than mine. Praise be to God, Lord of the worlds.